latest and greatest on DHSN. Tonight we have the first and only viewing of the hit documentary covering the riveting mersault trial.
The contents ahead are intended for mature audiences, so if you have a weak stomach, please consider turning off the TV and getting some shut-eye. Can we roll the tape, please? Let's meet the witnesses. How are you feeling going into today's trial?
I'd say we're feeling pretty good. I think we have some good evidence, and I think we're gonna crush it.
Do you think your team is prepared to take the defense down?
Absolutely. I mean, there are arguments on insanity, and you can't read minds, so insanity is completely contextual, so I think we have solid evidence, they don't, they're going on assumptions, and we're going off facts, so.
Yeah.
What is your secret weapon in today's trial?
Me. Just our team's ability to take information and use it to the best of our abilities.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
They're going down defense.
Oh yeah.
How are you feeling going into the trial today?
Feel pretty good. I think we got a pretty strong defense.
We're doing a good job working together to put together our argument.
Do you think that your team is prepared to defend your client?
I think we're very prepared.
Yes, we have very solid points for the argument.
What is your secret weapon in today's trial?
There is no secret. It's all based on fact.
It's all fact. Facts and logic.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nope.
Who are you?
Priest.
What is your relation to mersault?
I was the priest assigned to his appeal during his time in jail.
Trial aside, how do you believe mersault should be reprimanded for his crimes?
I do not believe that he deserves the death penalty, but I do believe that he deserves just serving in jail for the crime that he has committed.
Has the prosecution team prepared you for today's trial?
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you.
Hello, who do we have here?
Bonjour, madame. Je m'appelle Marie.
What is your relation to mersault?
Mersault is my darling fiance. We are going to get married as soon as he gets out of jail. I love him very much.
Trial aside, how do you believe that mersault should be reprimanded for his crimes?
I believe what he did was wrong. It is a fact that murder is not right, but I do not believe he deserves the death penalty. I cannot wait to see my husband be married. I know he's a good person at heart, even if he does act quite different from society sometimes, but I still love him, and things will be great.
On to the trial.
Honorable Judge Lang. Good morning, everyone.
Please be seated. So today on the docket, we have the appeal case for Monsieur Mersault, who has been proven guilty of murder. This is an appeal trial. Jury, thank you for coming today and spending your time with us. I would like you at some point to elect a presiding juror who will render your decision at the end of the case, but we will leave that for after. So today, the defense will show that the defendant is guilty, not guilty by reason of insanity. Yes? Okay, and we will begin with the prosecutor's opening statement. Counselor?
Good morning, Your Honor, members of the jury. My name is Abigail Riddle, and I am representing the prosecution. My purpose is to give you all an overview of what we intend to prove through our witnesses and analysis of evidence and prepare you for what to expect as you listen to and consider both sides. The defendant is charged with the first-degree murder of an Arab man and has pleaded not guilty due to insanity. We will present evidence that demonstrates the conclusion that the defendant was not legally sane at the time of the crime. Cold-blooded murderers do what they do because they do not care about the lives of the people they kill, but they cover it up because they know they will be condemned for it. At the end of this trial, we ask that you hold the defendant accountable for his deliberate and unjustifiable actions. Justice demands that we not excuse this act of wrongdoing under the guise of apathy or detachment. A guilty verdict is not just about punishment. It's about affirming the value of human life and ensuring that such a crime does not go unanswered. Thank you.
May it please the court, Your Honor. Counsel, my name is Katrina Hung, counsel for the defense in this action. On a hot summer day, hindered both physically and mentally by the sun, the defendant, Mersault, made the grave mistake of shooting another man. Because of the sun, Mersault elected not to follow his friend back to the house. Because of the sun, Mersault walked back to the beach. Because of the sun, Mersault arrived at the springs. And because of the sun, Mersault ran into the Arab, the same Arab who misinterpreted Mersault's actions as a confrontation. Mersault's intentions were clear. He wanted to get out of the sun and only that. Mersault's irritation with the sun is only a singular part of the convoluted mess of his mind. Mersault's discomfort with specifically physical things, as well as his strikingly indifferent attitude towards subjects that most would take offense to, wholly indicate that Mersault is mentally incapacitated and therefore incapable of determining right from wrong.
Funeral director, and I oversee all planning and arrangements for all funerals and assist the family members all throughout the procession.
And what is your relationship with Mersault?
Mersault came to the funeral home and we professionally discussed the arrangements for his mother's funeral.
Did the defendant comply with the directions you gave him for his mother's funeral?
Yes, the defendant did comply with the directions I gave him for his mother's funeral. He followed the standard procedures for viewing the body, the service, and the burial.
Thank you, Director. That will be all, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Counselor, can you call your next witness, please?
Your Honor, we call Thomas Perez to the stand. In your relation to the day of the funeral, how was Mersault acting towards you and the others that attended the funeral?
I didn't see him very much because I was crying a lot, and I also fell behind the rest of the procession. But he kept looking back at me, and when I finally caught up with the rest of them, he was just staring at me blankly while I was crying.
Thank you. That will be all.
Okay.
Your Honor, we call the caretaker to the stand. Okay. How did Mersault react to the funeral arrangements?
He did not visibly show much emotion during the funeral arrangements and kept quiet to himself. His reaction was a little indifferent, but I understand everyone agrees in different ways.
And did any of Mersault's behavior at the funeral seem erratic or aggressive?
From what I observed, his behavior was never inappropriate at the funeral. He behaved in ways that some might find unusual, but he was never erratic towards me or anyone.
Did he communicate with a lot of the people around him at the funeral?
No, himself.
Thank you. That will be all, Your Honor.
Would you say that he resisted any of the instructions that were given to him? No.
The social norms.
Would you please tell the court what happened on the day you met Mersault and what your conversation included?
So I approached Mersault in his cell with the intention of discussing faith and salvation. I offered him a chance to turn to God in his final days, but as many times prior, he refused, explaining his perspective calmly and rationally.
Did Mersault show any sense of irrationality during your conversation?
No, he was very rational and articulate. He didn't display confusion, any emotional outbursts, or any signs of delusion. Instead, he engaged with me in a logical and a very calm manner, even as he firmly rejected my message.
Thank you, priest. That will be all, Your Honor.
Who would you like to call to the stand?
Your Honor, we call Murray.
Okay.
Jury, I need your full attention, or you will be asked to leave the court.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Marie Claudona. Je viens d'Algiers
Je suis son typist.
What is your relationship with Mersault?
Mersault and I have known each other for quite some time, and recently have become engaged. He is my sweetheart, my fiancé, and once he is out, we are going to get married.
Do you believe Mersault to have an honest character?
Yes, he is very honest. He says things as they are, and sometimes this does come out a little bit harsh. I do sometimes feel he does not know how to read the situation, but nonetheless, I guess that's what you need sometimes.
Has Mersault ever told you that he loves you?
Well, no.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, madame.
Parle en anglais, s'il vous plaît, mademoiselle?
I forgot that you speak French.
He had an outburst to the priest, did he not?
He did, yeah.
That's all. A recall Salamana?
I live in French Algiers, and I am retired.
In what ways are you affiliated with Mersault?
I live in the same apartment building as Mersault.
Has he assisted you in situations of distress? If any, in what manner was this assistance provided?
Well, when I lost my dog, he let me into his apartment and listened as I spoke about the bastard.
You have shown signs of abusive management toward your dog. In what way has Mersault reacted to this?
Well, first of all, that bastard deserved all the punishments. But Mersault never really cared.
Counselor. Thank you, Your Honor. Alright. How long have you been neighbors with Marcel?
Since, like, years.
Eloquent.
My memory is starting to go, you know how it is.
No kidding. Would you consider yourself decently well acquainted with Marcel as his neighbor through this amount of time?
Not really, you know, I haven't spoken to him all that much.
But you've been able to observe him just by living next to him as neighbors do, correct?
I suppose so, occasionally.
Do you ever witness him going to or coming home from his job, which he has recently been offered a promotion for comprehensive work? Do you see him go or come home from that?
Yes, I have. Usually when I'm walking my dog. Stupid bastard.
Sir? Order in the court? Have you ever witnessed Raymond come over or the two of them interact and just his interactions with others in general?
Well, obviously Ramon is also in the same building, so I've seen him separately. I haven't really seen them interact until recently, but, you know, they seem to be pretty good pals, and they came back to the apartment together once.
So,
I lost my dog.
Would you consider, just witnessing his interactions, that Marcel is a generally competent individual?
I suppose so. I mean, I haven't seen enough of him to really say much about him. Like I said, it's usually just a passing. I'm just walking out or he's just coming in.
So you are aware of his relationship, his steady job that has offered to promote him, and his friendship. So would you say that through the ability to hold all of these things, would that be signs of a functioning man? A man who is able to carry a relationship, carry a steady job that he's getting offered promotions for, and friendships. Would you say that those are signs of a functioning man?
Well,
yes or no?
Like, maybe.
I fear that's not yes or no, but you know what? That's fine. All right. So then, would you agree that an individual with a mental illness so severe to the point where it is going to be used in court would frequently and repeatedly interfere with such ability to function at such a caliber?
Well, I mean, it caused him to kill somebody, so that seems like interference.
Objection, hearsay.
Objection,
hearsay. Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
Please provide your name, address, and occupation, if applicable.
I am Bémont Cites. I am Mersault's upstairs neighbor, and I work as a warehouse guard.
How did Mersault behave, and what did he say to you when writing the letter to your ex-girlfriend?
He didn't say anything too special, just waited for me, and he hadn't blinked and left. He behaved completely compliantly and indifferently.
You had willingly given Mersault possession of your firearm. Would there have been any reason to doubt his care of the item?
No, not at all. Mersault has always been a very trustworthy person to me and all the other people in his life. I didn't predict he would do something like this, though.
Mersault had explained the confrontation to those in the house, then went to smoke and look outside. Is this unusual behavior?
Everyone else was in distress, and given the circumstances, he acted unusually. He stayed with Marcel's wife for a bit when she was crying, and the description he gave her on company was short and blunt, and soon later just left after that.
Your Honor, we call Mersault.
I'm in Algiers and I work as a shipping clerk.
At your job, you received an offer to work in an office in Paris. How did you react to this?
I did not accept. I did not feel that it would have changed anything in my current situation.
Was previous aggression, meaning threatening displays, use of weapons, etc., shown to you by the group of Arabs?
Yes. Before in the day, they had attacked me and my friends, myself, Mason, and Raymond, and they had injured Raymond.
What led you to meeting the Arab at the spring?
I went on a walk after Raymond went to the doctor, and I decided that I was really hot and I needed a place to cool down, so I wanted to go back to the spring.
Did he make any action towards you or seem threatening in any manner following the earlier confrontation?
He had pulled out the knife that he used to attack Raymond, so I assumed that he would move to use it again.
You claim to have killed the Arab man because of the sun. Would you be able to elaborate upon this statement?
He was using the knife to reflect the sun into my eyes, so I was basically blinded. I couldn't see him or realize if he was moving to attack me or not.
Here I have the report of Mersault's psychiatric evaluation requested by the court for this trial. Your Honor, I ask that this report be marked for identification as Plaintiff's Exhibit 1. Mersault, do you recognize your information on this document, which is marked Plaintiff's Exhibit 1 for identification?
Yes, I do.
Your Honor, I offer this letter marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 1 for identification into evidence.
I accept.
On page 7 of this report, and this is the summary of mental health functions. Under this, it notes that, quote, he presents an abnormal emotional state triggered by adverse physical sensation, tactile, auditory, visual, etc. In this state, he has an agitated demeanor and significantly impaired judgment, end quote. Have you anything to elaborate upon this statement? You.
Okay. I feel that whenever I'm physically uncomfortable, whether it be hot or I'm distracted by something, I feel that I start to act more robotic, maybe on autopilot.
Upon questioning, you admitted that in periods of emotional distress that, quote, things happen without me, end quote. Do you feel like you were in control of your actions at the time of the shooting?
Not very much. It was more of like a black and white. Either I shoot him and I put myself in danger, or I shoot him, I don't put my... Sorry. I shoot him and I save myself, or I don't and I put myself in danger. And it was more of like I was on autopilot. I wasn't in control of my own actions.
Walking towards him after seeing him with a fully loaded gun, you were fully aware of what you were doing, and then after the fact, you were aware that you did kill a man. Yes or no?
I was aware that I killed a man, yes.
Are you aware that according to Hofstra, Purdue, and federal United States law, I know we're French, but we're using United States law, that autism spectrum disorder cannot be used as insanity defense, the only defense that you are able to use that supports mental illness? Are you aware of that?
I was not aware of that.
Are you aware of that now?
Yes.
Closing statements.
Hello everyone. I know that you've all been sitting here a long time, and I thank you all for doing so. But if there's any time you should listen, it's now. To give a quick refresher of this case, Mersault was on trial for murdering a man. The defense claims that their client is legally insane, and we claim that he does not qualify to be identified as such. According to our system of law, those on trial are considered legally insane if they fulfill two requirements: that they are mentally ill to the extent that they do not know what they are doing, or that they do not possess the understanding that their crime is morally wrong, again, due to mental illness. These requirements come from the Monotone Rule. Throughout this case, we have proved that Mersault does not possess these qualities, as he had full understanding of his crime and the effect that it had. Monsieur Mersault, even if struggling with his mental illness, would not qualify to be legally insane in court because he doesn't relate to those things. This means that he would have to go through punishment just like everybody else. Those who have the capacity to shoot a body 5 times while being in complete control of their actions and understanding are a danger to society. What if you had a friend or a family member on that beach? You would think that that man should no longer be permitted freedom. if he could shoot that Arab man 5 times, he could shoot them if they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. In the name of justice, the prosecution rests their case that mersault is not innocent, nor is he insane. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hi. Your Honor, witnesses, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you all for your attention and thoughtful consideration throughout this trial. I understand that this has been a long trial, and I'm sure you are all tired. I ask for your attention one more time as I give this simple, clear, and brief closing statement. I will make a few corrections to certain statements that the prosecution made earlier, and I will summarize our case. First, allow me to restate this critical piece of legislature. In order for the insanity defense to qualify, the defendant must, as a result of mental disease or defect, not possess a substantial capacity either to appreciate the criminality of his conduct or to conform his conduct to the requirements of the law. I want you to note that the opening lawyer did not actually cite the law, they only obfuscated the truth. Additionally, they made a wild statement towards the end, which, because they have autism spectrum disorder, that does not qualify them for the insanity defense. Again, this is not true. The thing they were referencing from Cornell law was that because autism spectrum disorder individuals have high intelligence levels, some of them may not be able to invoke the legal insanity as a result in most states. This does not qualify for the state of New Jersey, which we agreed was the state that we are using for law. New Jersey does not actually reference intelligence or autism spectrum disorder specifically in any of its law. Let me put it simply. My client's mental illness affects every facet of his life, from his engagement to his family to his friendships to his job. Mersault was not in control when he committed the murder. In the opening statement, the prosecution once again attempted to mislead you. I ask you one more time, would this same man stand face to face with his own death and be completely indifferent? Thank you. That is my time.
Thank you, Counselor. Okay, at this time.
Okay.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric. Hey, Eric.
Look me in the eyes.
Hi, Eric.
Look me in the eyes.
You didn't say hi back to a single person in the room.
Okay. Sir, I assume you're the presiding juror?
Yes.
Have you reached the decision?
Yes.
Okay, Monsieur Mersault, please remain standing.
On behalf of the jury in the case of Monsieur Mersault versus the Court of Algiers, the jury has reached a majority decision in favor of the prosecution.
Hey!
Why are you celebrating?
Thank you for participating in this trial today, and bailiffs, can you please take the defendant away?
Oh, are we like?
No, you're not the
Like going, guys.
There goes my baby.
Bye bye. What team are you guys?
Prosecution.
Is there anything that you did today that you think really made your case good?
I think we said that we were going to use the information to the best of our abilities, and that's exactly what we did, and it turned out prosperous. So,
are you proud of the case that you made?
Totally.
yeah, absolutely.
How do you feel about winning?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Now
Yeah.
that criminal is
Locked up.
where
We don't
he
need
deserves.
insane. I mean, not insane people running around here. So,
Is there
lock
anything
them
else
up.
you'd like to add?
I think
ate that up.
I think that the defense did a good job. I think that they made a really sound argument, but at the end of the day, I'm happy that the jury was able to come to a just conclusion and, make things right.
Thank you.
How do you think you performed today?
I think we did the best we could. I think the prosecution had a really strong case, and what happens, happens,
It was very strong on both sides, and I support both, although it is unfortunate that mersault is being put to death now.
It is unfortunate that my best friend is being put to death, but in the end, it's just how life goes.
And what do you think you could have done better in today's trial?
I think we should have objected more. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing.
And what do you think your strong suit was in this case?
I definitely think that Cal's closing was the highlight of this entire case.
Yeah, our closing statement was very, very well thought out, and genuinely, I've never seen something more well crafted in the time span of like 2 minutes. So.
I think the direct examination was also very strong, and our testimonies as well.
And is there anything you'd like to say to the prosecution?
Watch out.
Good job, man! Bro, was it?
No, good job. Congratulations. Sleep with one eye open. You guys did that.
I think that their argument was very good for their side, and I think that Angelina's line of questioning was also very good.
Yeah, everyone did great there. Seriously.
Right. Thank you. How do you feel about the results of the trial?
Well, it's unfortunate, but if that's what people decided, then that's what they decided.
Is there anything your lawyers did that you think swayed the results?
That what?
That you think swayed the results?
Well, I think that some of the things that they said could have been said differently or said in another way, but otherwise I'm proud of what they did.
And what is your and Marie's plan now that you are being sent away?
Well, probably just send, I almost said send text. Jesus Christ. Probably send letters back and forth and just try and keep in contact as best as we can.
Any closing thoughts? I'm really thirsty.
It's time to drink water.
It's time to drink water.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
Are you a bit thirsty? Yes.